This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Another day, another headline related to a book written about Donald Trump. This time, the news revolves around the loathsome Omarosa, a villain of reality TV, brought to fame by Donald Trump himself. This New York Times article, good news on the front of other books being written by other staffers who were forced to sign non-disclosure agreements. New York Times writes, Trump loses case to enforce Omarosa Manigault Newman's N.D.A, non-disclosure agreement. Donald Trump had filed the case against Miss Newman, we'll just call her Omarosa, against Omarosa, a former White House aide and Apprentice star, after she wrote a tell-all book about serving in his administration. So again, one more case where Donald Trump brings an annoyance lawsuit or harassment lawsuit against somebody just to waste their time and money. And in this case, he loses. The arbitration panel found she can reveal what she revealed, that there was no wrongdoing in her writing her book. She did not violate her non-disclosure agreement. And also that he has to pay her legal fees. Former President Donald Trump has lost an effort to enforce a non-disclosure agreement against Omarosa, a former White House aide and star on The Apprentice, because that's what it's come to. We elect our presidents who are former game show hosts, and they in turn hire the former game show contestants to be senior aides. The decision in the case, which Mr. Trump's campaign filed in August 2018 with the American Arbitration Association in New York, comes as the former president is enmeshed in a number of investigations and legal cases related to his private company. Donald has used this type of vexatious litigation to intimidate, harass, and bully for years, Omarosa said in a statement. Finally, the bully has met his match. Maybe we should calm down a little bit, Omarosa. Just a little bit. The decision, dated on Friday and handed down on Monday, calls for her to collect legal fees from the Trump campaign. Mr. Trump's campaign filed the case shortly after Omarosa published her book, Unhinged. It claimed that she violated a non-disclosure agreement she had signed during the 2016 campaign, stipulating that she would not reveal private or confidential information about his family, business, or personal life. And this is where it's going to get a little sticky and a little funny. The book paints a picture of an out-of-control president who is in a state of mental decline and is prone to racist and misogynistic behavior. Shocker! I just did a video earlier about Stephanie Grisham's book, and she's claiming the same stuff, outlining the same types of behaviors. The misogyny, the out-of-control with foreign leaders. Omarosa's book also casts the former president's daughter Ivanka Trump and son-in-law Jared Kushner in a negative light. Shocker, so does Stephanie Grisham's book. I didn't talk about it in the video, but they absolutely are not a fan of Kushner or Ivanka Trump. When Trump advisors tried to cast doubt on Omarosa's accounts, she released audio recordings that backed up several of her claims. In a statement on Tuesday morning, Mr. Trump said nothing about the arbitration case and instead attacked Omarosa in personal terms. The media and image-obsessed Mr. Trump has for years used non-disclosure agreements as a way to prevent staff members from speaking about him publicly and to deter them from making disparaging comments or writing books like Omarosa's. The arbitration is confidential, meaning that only the parties involved can release information about the case. In papers made available by Omarosa's lawyer, John Phillips, the arbitrator, Andrew Brown, said that the definition of the type of comment protected by the non-disclosure agreement was so vague that it had been rendered meaningless. What was more, he wrote, the statements Miss Omarosa had made hardly included privileged information. Quote, I love this. Quote, the statements do not disclose hard data such as internal polling results or donor financial information, Mr. Brown wrote. Rather, they are, for the most part, simply expressions of unflattering opinions which are deemed confidential information based solely on the designation of Mr. Trump. This is exactly the kind of indefiniteness which New York courts do not allow to form the terms of a binding contract. You dumb shit, Donald Trump. At another point, Mr. Brown wrote that the agreement effectively imposes on respondent an obligation to never say anything remotely critical of Mr. Trump, his family, or his family members' businesses for the rest of her life. The arbitrator added, such a burden is certainly unreasonable, just like much of what goes on inside of Donald Trump's stupid, hollow pinhead. Unreasonable. This will have ramifications for other staff members to write other books, that there's now a precedent that violating the NDA simply by sharing opinions and not revealing secret or confidential information. It's not confidential that Donald Trump is a dumb shit. I think that's abundantly clear over the 5 years that we've gotten to know him as a political leader. What do you think, though? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me. Please do. daily@dollemore.com. Thank you guys for stopping by, spending a little time with me today. I appreciate it. It is very hot in this AC-free studio. I am a sweaty mess. But I'm here for it. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Follow me on social media. I'd love to connect with you there. And if you feel so moved by the Spirit and I bring you some value, consider supporting my work here on the platform. For $2 a month, you can become a channel member. Click the join button below or move on over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast and support my work there. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Get your pens ready. Start writing your Donald Trump books. Be genuine. Take care of one another.